Let's say I had to start from zero and I am just beginning to build my very first app from scratch. No team, no fancy resources, and no existing code base. Just an idea and my laptop. That's it. Now the simple question is, how would I build an app in 2026? Today, I would like to walk you through the exact 10-step system that I would follow from ideation to clarity and actually building the minimum viable product using AI tools, workflows, and systems that I developed and learned in the past decade. What I'm giving to you isn't the perfect word theory. It's based on the past experience, tries and fails, and what I will actually do with my next product when I will build it. So let's dive into it. Step number 1 is finding clarity over the problem and not over the features. Let me explain. Most apps fail even before they got launched, and not because of the features or because it's lacking features, but because of unclear problems that it solves. So as a first step, I would sit down with a pen and a paper and figure out who is this app for, what is the actual pain point, what are people today doing to solve the problem, and why now this is a perfect solution for it. And of course, I would bring in ChatGPT or Gemini to figure out deeper responses and actual clarity over the questions and over the problem that my app will solve. Step number 2, validate fast without writing a single line of code. I would build a simple landing page, most probably wipe-coded or with Lovable or build.aura, whatever is that, and just simply start collecting email addresses, posting in a few communities like Reddit or Facebook forum or whatever, and running a $50 to $100 ad to see if there is any real traction towards what I would like to build. The key metric here is, do people click on the ad? How many people will actually watch and check out the landing page? And the North Star metric is on how many people will sign up for the beta or for the launching of the app actually. That will tell you if there is at least a little bit of interest about what you actually want to build. Step number 3 is where things get real. Let's sit down and define the core functionality of the app. This is what I call the most desirable experience, or there are other words as well, like most lovable experience. It's not simply just an MVP that just works, but a solution that solves one single problem so well that people will love it. This will create the lean scope that is easy to build fast and ship even faster. Before I start building, the next step, step number 4, is about figuring out the tech stack. Choose a tech stack based on the fit and the speed that you want to iterate, and based on the market you want to target. Based on the decision whether it's cross-platform or native solution, if it's native, make sure you double down on Kotlin, Jetpack Compose, Swift UI, or other technologies, and you know that. But before taking that decision, consider no-code or vibe-code solutions for the first iteration. Don't forget about backend, having Firebase, Supabase, or whatever you actually need. Just make sure that it's something that exists and it's easy and fast to set up. At this level, isn't about the best tech stack in the world. It's about what gets me closer to get real user feedback. Step number 5 is when things are actually started to move. You need to sit down and design the experience. UI and UX. Start with prototyping with some AI tools and actually maybe vibe code something that will give you a glance of how it looks and how it feels. Design really matters, and the user experience will be the key to success of your app. In my case, I would open up aura.build and Lovable and construct a prompt which actually describes everything that the app will solve on the first phase and let both of them do the work. Once done, I would iterate on both and compare them. So I'm not stuck in one lane and will just go down on that, but actually will try to balance between them, have some pros and cons, and at the end of the exercise, I can decide if I want to go with only one or I can blend them together. Make sure to keep it simple and test the flow and not yet be stuck on the paddings and on the polishing part. Now, once you have the design and the idea and the wireframes and everything together, you can start actually building the app. Once you decided it's a cross-platform solution, a native solution, or maybe a web solution at the end of the findings, you can actually start building. You can use the code base that Lovable or Aura generated for you, and that can be an actual good starting point. If it's a native solution, you can just simply start a new project and start building brick by brick. In 2026, AI is an essential go-to tool for every engineer, so make sure you are leveraging it. Using Cursor, ChatGPT, and your knowledge base about the problem and the solution you want to provide to the users, you can move way faster than you expect to move. You can iterate screen by screen, or maybe you want to iterate just simply flow by flow and then firstly have the working flow. Or you can even start setting up the database or some UI elements, or just maybe implementing one screen like the login screen or the sign up screen, and then you can move to the next one and the next one. Using Cursor or ChatGPT or maybe Claude to speed up the development, it's really helpful because you will already have, let's say, 80% the code there generated for you, and then you actually spend your time on the 20% plus on polishing and fixing the flow that it's actually will end up being a lovable product. Step number 7 is about structure. Even if you are a solo team, you have to have a plan for at least a week. So I would sit down and write a 1-week plan, what I'm going to do next and how I'm going to actually get started and move to the next steps one by one. In order not to get too excited and spend too much time and energy on things, you need to define what done means. You need to be your own tester, and you need to actually know when it's something ready. This is where I use Notion or ClickUp, or maybe just a simple paper to track the progress, track next steps, and track that I'm against the deadline or not. ChatGPT is a really good tool to help you set up the roadmap, the task list, based on your time that you can allocate to this project, and can help you held accountable to actually finish it, and once it's ready, to ship it. But before that, we still have 3 steps left. Most MVPs look amazing on the happy path, and they will fall apart when things actually start to break. So don't forget to test error states and start having a feedback loop early enough to catch everything that might go wrong on the launch date. I always like to add loading state, empty state, error state as early in the development process as possible. And don't let your users decide by their own what to do when something is not according to the plan. Make sure every screen, every feature has a resolution or a solution to come out from a not wanted state, and they should know about what is next. This is the difference between a demo product and the real product that is about to be launched. Step number 9, before I launch an app, I would sit down and test the app with 5 to 10 people who I know they would be maybe interested about using it on a daily, weekly basis, and I would listen to the feedback as closely as possible. Throw them into the ocean and just send them, hey, here's my new app, test it, please give me feedback. That is a raw, honest, and very useful feedback that you can use to refine, polish, and come up with the next steps after you actually launched the app. You can use AI here as well to figure out what is a must to do before actually going public, and what is okay to be done afterwards, and what is just the general feedback that currently can be put into the backlog and maybe revisiting it later. And step number 10, launch fast and iterate even faster. Don't wait, don't do one more thing before going live, because you already defined what done means, and if the checklist is checked, don't find one more thing to be done. Just actually go live, start some campaigns, spend a little bit of money on ads, or maybe do some content marketing, and wait for the feedback. Communicate early the roadmap that the app will have, and make sure the users are going to build a trust relationship with you as a developer, so they can actually commit in using it, and maybe even buying a subscription inside your app. Don't forget to set up analytics, crashlytics, and all the tools that will help you measure your success and help you in the journey of building the app to the next level, so you won't end up in a black hole while you don't know exactly what should be the right next step. From now on, your job is to improve it, ship it, and repeat it. Improve it, ship it, and repeat it. And basically, that's my playbook. You don't need to wait 6 months, and definitely now you don't need a full team. You don't need to guess, you need to plan a little bit ahead. In this fast-moving world, you need clarity, leverage, and speed, and the right systems around you. If you are building an app or your next app, make sure to take these 10 steps and make them yours. And if you want to see me how I'm building my apps, or maybe you need my help with your apps, you know where to find me. Let's build smart, fast, and with purpose. Please hit that subscribe button if this helped, and see you in the next one. Cheers.